Marianne Faithfull, the legendary singer, songwriter, and actress whose career spanned over 6 decades, has passed away at the age of 78. The iconic British artist, who first rose to fame in the 1960s as part of the vibrant London music scene, later experienced a dramatic artistic rebirth that solidified her as a punk-era trailblazer and an enduring influence in the music world. She died peacefully in London on Thursday, surrounded by her loved ones. A statement from her family, shared by the BBC, read, "Marianne passed away peacefully in London today, in the company of her loving family. She will be dearly missed." Born on December 19, 1946 in London, Faithfull came from an aristocratic background, with ties to European nobility. Her great-great-uncle, Leopold von Sacher-Masoch, famously wrote the groundbreaking novel Venus in Furs, from which the term masochism was derived. Her unique heritage, combined with an early exposure to the arts, helped shape her artistic sensibilities. Faithfull's early years in the London music scene were defined by her ethereal beauty, blonde hair, and captivating blue eyes. Before being discovered, she performed as a folk singer in coffee houses. Her breakthrough came in 1964 when Andrew Loog Oldham, the Rolling Stones manager, noticed her at a party for the band and saw her potential as a pop sensation. She was quickly signed to Decca Records in the UK, and her debut single, As Tears Go By, written by Oldham along with Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, became an instant hit. The song, a melancholic ballad, showcased her tremulous and delicate voice, climbing to No. 22 on the U.S. charts. Though the Rolling Stones later released their own version, which reached No. 6 in the U.S., Faithfull's rendition remained one of her most beloved recordings. Faithfull's striking image and alluring stage presence captivated audiences. In Andrew Loog Oldham's 2002 memoir Too Stoned, British novelist and journalist Nick Cohn described her as the perfect face. She looked incredibly virginal, incredibly sexual, and she had the strangest sad smile you ever saw. When she sang, she sighed, and she drooped her eyelids in poses of infinite lustful purity. By the mid-1960s, Faithfull's personal life became as much a subject of public fascination as her music. She married artist John Dunbar in 1965, but their marriage was short-lived, ending in 1966. Around the same time, she became romantically involved with Mick Jagger, thrusting her further into the limelight. The couple became one of the most glamorous and talked-about pairs of the era, frequently appearing in the pages of gossip magazines. However, their relationship also attracted controversy. In 1967, Faithfull was at Keith Richards' Sussex estate, Redlands, when police raided the home in a now infamous drug bust. Though Jagger and Richards were arrested, the media focused on Faithfull, who was reportedly wearing only a fur rug at the time. The incident cemented her reputation as a rebellious figure of the counterculture movement. Despite the scandal, Faithfull continued to make music, co-writing the song Sister Morphine with Jagger and Richards. The haunting track, which detailed the ravages of drug addiction, was initially released as the B-side of one of her singles. It later appeared on the Rolling Stones' 1971 album, Sticky Fingers, in an arrangement that closely mirrored her original version. By then, Faithfull had separated from Jagger, and her personal struggles had begun to overshadow her career. The late 1960s and early 1970s were marked by turmoil for Faithfull. Following her breakup with Jagger, she suffered a miscarriage and lost custody of her son Nicholas, whom she had with Dunbar. These personal tragedies, combined with an increasing dependency on heroin, led to a downward spiral. She attempted suicide in 1970 and subsequently spent years battling addiction and experiencing periods of homelessness on the streets of London. However, Faithfull was a survivor. By the mid-1970s, she began making a tentative return to music, releasing the country rock album Dream in My Dreams in 1975. While the record received little attention at the time, it was a stepping stone toward her major artistic comeback. That comeback arrived in 1979 with Broken English, her debut album for Island Records. The album marked a dramatic shift in her musical style and vocal delivery. Gone was the soft, innocent voice of the 1960s. In its place was a raw, husky tone, shaped by years of hardship. The album was a bold and uncompromising work, featuring politically and socially charged songs, such as the title track, Working Class Hero, a cover of John Lennon's scathing commentary on social inequality, The Ballad of Lucy Jordan, which told the story of a housewife's existential crisis, and Why'd You Do It, a furious, expletive-laden takedown of infidelity. Critics praised Broken English for its punk-influenced edge, and it earned Faithful a Grammy nomination for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance. A re-release of the title track included a new version of Sister Morphing on the B-side, connecting her past work with her reinvented persona. With her career reinvigorated, Faithful spent the 1980s and 1990s exploring different musical styles, from jazz and cabaret to alternative rock. Her 1987 album, Strange Weather, showcased a more refined, world-weary sound, featuring a new interpretation of As Tears Go By. The album, produced by Hal Wilner, blended smoky jazz influences with Faithful's signature intensity. A live album, Blazing the Way, 1990, further cemented her status as an artist who had transcended the limitations of her early pop career. Faithful continued to record and perform well into the 21st century. She released numerous albums on labels such as RCA, Virgin, and Naive, maintaining a devoted fan base. Throughout her later years, she also pursued acting, appearing in films and stage productions that allowed her to express her artistic depth beyond music. Despite her struggles, Faithful remained a resilient and influential figure in popular culture. Her ability to reinvent herself while maintaining her authenticity set her apart from many of her contemporaries. Her music resonated with audiences across generations as she fearlessly tackled themes of love, loss, addiction, and redemption. On social media, Mick Jagger paid tribute to his former partner, writing, "I am so saddened to hear of the death of Marianne Faithfull. She was so much part of my life for so long. She was a wonderful friend, a beautiful singer, and a great actress. She will always be remembered." Marianne Faithfull's legacy is one of transformation and endurance. From her early days as a 1960s pop icon to her reinvention as a punk-era provocateur and beyond, she remained a compelling and courageous artist. Her life was filled with both triumphs and tragedies, yet she emerged as a symbol of perseverance, creativity, and unfiltered honesty. Her voice, once angelic and later weathered by experience, told the story of a woman who lived fully, unapologetically, and on her own terms. As the world remembers Marianne Faithfull, her music and spirit will continue to inspire generations to come.